Hello and welcome back to the channel. So now in this video I bring you the sad story of a young Nigerian shot to death for watching football. So I bring you the story. Presidency sends condolence message to the family and friends of Kolade Johnson, who was shot dead by the Nigerian police. The Nigerian presidency has sent a condolence message across to family and friends of Kolade Johnson, the young man who was shot dead by a police officer whilst watching a football game in his neighborhood. The Muhammadu Buhari presidency has been attempting to reform the notorious police unit involved. Johnson, 36, was shot dead by police personnel on the Special Anti-Cultism Squad SACS team during a police raid in his neighborhood. The killing sparked outrage and reactions on social media afterwards, forcing the police command to issue a statement saying it had arrested the officers involved. Kolade Johnson was killed by men of the Special Anti-Cultism Squad of the Lagos State Police Command. In a tweet, the Nigerian presidency says it was sending deepest condolences to the family and friends of Kolade Johnson, victim of the 31st March fatal shooting in Lagos. Police Nigeria have assured that the team suspected of involvement in the shooting have been apprehended and are undergoing disciplinary procedure. Updates will be provided. Police brutality and killings are rife in Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation, where young men are randomly stopped and harassed on the streets by police officers on suspicions of being internet fraudsters. An intense 3-year social media campaign calling for the reform of the notorious police unit, Special Anti-Robbery Squad SACS, has only led to mixed messages from the presidency. On August 14, 2018, then acting President Yemi Osinbajo, following persistent complaints and reports on the activities of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad SACS that borders on allegations of human rights violation, His Excellency Professor Yemi Osinbajo SAN, Acting President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, has directed the Inspector General of Police with immediate effect to overhaul the management and activities of SACS and ensure that any unit that will emerge from the process will be intelligence-driven and restricted to the prevention and detection of armed robbery and kidnapping and apprehension of offenders linked to the stated offenses, and nothing more. So that was what Osinbajo said in 2018. The acting president also directed the National Human Rights Commission to set up a committee that will conduct nationwide investigation of the alleged unlawful activities of SACS in order to afford members of the general public the opportunity to present their grievances with a view to ensuring redress. Nothing has been heard of the committee since the directive was issued. Amnesty International fumes. In a series of tweets issued on Monday, April 1, Amnesty International said it has become clear that Osinbajo's police reform directive has yielded nothing. Many attempts to reform SACS, including the one ordered by Professor Yemi Osinbajo in August last year, have been ineffective. Nigerians are still being brutalized by SACS. Restructuring SACS is not enough unless the government takes concrete steps to protect Nigerians. The Nigerian police has a poor reputation everywhere you turn. Our research since 2016 uncovered a pattern of ruthless human rights violation by SACS, where victims are arrested and tortured until they either make a confession or pay officers a bribe to be released. Apart from brutality, some police officers in SACS regularly demand bribes, steal and extort money from criminal suspects and their family. SACS officers are getting rich through their brutality in Nigeria. It seems that torture is a lucrative business, the organization says. This is what Amnesty International has to say about SACS. Lagos State Police Commissioner C.P. Mauzu has called for calm from members of the public in the wake of the Mangoro shooting, while assuring that justice will prevail at the end of the day. This has been going on since Nigeria was created as a country. Police brutality in Nigeria is a regular diet for the Nigerian population, and this is just the way things are done. Police in Nigeria is effectively criminality with an official badge, because it has been described in this article. They extort, they torture, they stand at roadsides and collect money from traffickers or from transporters rather, and it's just nonsense. They'll demand documents that is not required by law, and they keep on demanding from you at traffic or when they pull you over until you either put some money in there to be let go, or they will tow your car and then it'll cost you more. It's just an extortion racket, the Nigerian police effectively. But the extortion racket is one thing, but now the killing is another, because they have now gone to that further extreme of now just randomly killing people at will. This is not the first instance that we'll be hearing of this Kolade Johnson, and this will not be the last, because we have a government that doesn't really care about the Nigerian population. They've been calling for reforms. I mean, this Yemi Osinbajo guy has been trying his best to have all these things reformed, but I don't really think President Buhari really gives a damn about anything, about anybody apart from himself, his religion, and his family. Those are the three things he cares about, and anything else will be tied. If you do anything, he will have you shot, and we can see it going on here. They will say, oh, they send condolences and disciplinary action. What is disciplinary action in an instance where somebody was killed in a country that has capital punishment? I mean, if an example is not made of someone, then this thing will just continue and continue. And this really goes to the heart of the matter, because when you have incompetent people in place, and I'm not just talking about Buhari in this particular instance. So we all know that Buhari is incompetent, that's fine. But then when you have incompetence cascading throughout the system, then you cannot have an end product that would be anything other than incompetence. So when an incompetent president employs an incompetent chief of police, that incompetent chief of police will then employ incompetent people further down the food chain, and then that incompetence then cascades onto the streets, and this is where you find all these shootings taking place. Because if there was discipline, if there was training, if there was order, if there was human rights respect, if these people knew the law, if they knew what the limits of their job were, and if the constitution of the Nigerian state was geared towards protecting the Nigerian primarily, which should be its function, but it is not. If the constitution of the Nigerian state was geared toward protecting the Nigerians primarily, then we would not have this. We would not, because the constitution will provide such that if this happens, the penalty for the person who has done it will be such that it will be a deterrent to anybody who has any inkling of doing that sort of thing in the future. So that is really how it should run, and that is really what it says in the statute books. But then we all know that the statute books doesn't really matter under this present administration. This is an administration that will get a court order to release somebody, and they will just tell the court to get lost, because these people are a law unto themselves. And if the president is acting like a law unto themselves, because the president or a law to himself rather, because the president sets the tempo for the country. So if he is saying he is a law unto himself, then obviously the people behind him will take it on board that they are laws unto themselves too, and they are now taking that law unto themselves themselves onto the streets of Nigeria and shooting and killing people, and this is what is going on. So what say you? Kolade Johnson, may your soul rest in peace. You only went to watch the Liverpool Tottenham game with your friends, to have a beer, have a laugh, watch football and banter, and that has cost you your life in the hands of a Nigerian police officer who was trying to arrest another person. This is a stray bullet incident, by the way. This guy was actually killed by a stray bullet. They were intending to arrest somebody else, and the crime that person that they were trying to arrest committed was that he had dreadlocks, and having dreadlocks to them is a wayward thing, is an indication of criminality. So they were going to arrest somebody for having dreadlocks, so that is the one laughable bit. And then when the crowd gathered to say, well, having a dreadlock is not anything, this guy is a decent man, then they shot not in the air to disperse the crowd, but they shot in the ground to disperse the crowd. And in the course of shooting in the ground, the bullet then ricocheted and hit this young man and ended his life. All for what? He went to watch football, and that is Nigeria for you. What say you? Kolade Johnson, let's have a conversation about this young man and policing in Nigeria. But before we go have a conversation about this young man and policing in Nigeria, click on the red subscribe button so it goes gray, the bell button so you are notified as soon as I drop a new video. Once you've done both, come, let's have this important discussion in the comment section. So I'll leave you here, meet you there, but now I'll say peace.